Oh, hello there. I didn't see you. Welcome to Alignment Shift. I am your magnificent host. I doubt Twitch can see me, but if you could, you would see an elegant gentleman with blue hair sipping from a wine glass while wearing a beautiful bathrobe. However, you'll just have to imagine it. As always, I am joined by Elena.
What's up?
Vale. Xavier.
Hello.
Glaive slash Old or yeah, Glaive slash Oldorus.
Glaive
Glaive
slash
He is over
Bernadictus.
Oldorus's picture, but
I am so
That guy.
confused.
Glaive
Oh my
Bernadictus
god,
and
how many
Oldorus.
bodies do I have?
I was doing so well on the intro. Sapala,
I'm kind of here.
kind of here.
oh gosh, I moved.
Mentally, none of us are, but. And like I said, I am your marvelous host.
I need to stop moving everyone's camera. I'm sorry.
Welcome to the technology age. We never know what's going on.
Nope.
Oh, I love when I click on our video and I get an ad pop up. I'm like, it's my video. Why am I getting an ad?
Ad blocker.
So, as I said, I'm our Dungeon Master, and
Stop it.
you are watching Alignment Shift. I almost said Critical Role. That's wishful thinking. So tonight, what you saw on our intro screen was two of our characters that we've released the chibi artwork for today. That would be the wonderful Sapala and Glaive Van Alta. Whoever remembers the name, credit to the artist that supplied those.
Salsa Hoover.
They did a wonderful job on all of our commissions that we will still be putting out slowly but surely. Sorry about last week.
Elena's was released last week, I think.
Yes, we had Elena's first. And the second one was Glaive and Sapala. We're going to be voting amongst ourselves on who gets out next. Might even be your wonderful DM. I have art of myself.
I will promptly ignore the votes and pick randomly, as I have done so far.
We voted for Elena first, and you picked Elena first.
Elena didn't vote for
Pure
Elena.
coincidence, I assure you.
Yeah, right.
But due to technical difficulties last week, we had to cancel our episode. So we bring to you now the episode that would have been last week. Hey guys, connection isn't great, says Snuggles, but he's trying. Snuggles, we're here for you. We support you, and I believe in you. I thought I heard someone say something.
No?
I believe Snuggles is on the road traveling to Florida right
Ooh,
Well, that'll teach him.
That'll teach you.
that'll teach him. Well,
Yeah,
anyway,
Florida's
so
terrible.
picking up tonight's
Is he going
episode.
to Disney World?
I don't think so.
I'm sorry.
He should be.
Picking up tonight's episode where we laughed.
Last?
Ha!
I speak English. It's my primary language. we have a wonderful in our Discord. We have a section of misquotes and funny things from our saying, and I realized that like 4 of them in there are me just speaking with a lisp on accident. The Darkness. I'm pretty sure is one of them. Anyway, so tonight's episode, picking up where we left off, as you can see on the screen, we are currently standing in the middle of the grand palace of the Hon Yosai.
With a flower.
Facing, with a giant flower, I'm going to assume courtesy of Sapala. Facing the Grand Poobah Emperor Magistrate. I do not have all his titles in front of me at the moment, and it would take me forever to find.
They're fake anyways.
They are as numerous as his chins.
They most certainly are. One of my favorite jokes, more chins than a Chinese dictionary. Or phone book.
Oh, man.
Chinese dictionary.
All right. I swear I've had one sip of wine, and I'm already gone.
Jeez.
This is going to be a good session.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to look back on this and laugh really hard when we're all dead.
We're all dead.
Yeah, he's gonna kill us.
Remember how we started
survives.
the night, guys?
So, as you have been allowed to leave Hon Yosai in order to seek out your own opinion on Keru Village by Lord Nobushi Honosai. As you stand in the entryway behind you, you watch as the same older frog gent that you spoke, that greeted you first in the Riffin Mist jungle on your way in, enters the throne room with his trusty turtle to his side. You awkwardly watch as he slowly approaches, walks past the party, and then kneels down in front of the throne. Another bullywog magistrate comes around to the side, standing next to where this one is standing, and begins talking to the bullywog in the language of bullywog. A few grand gestures are made, pointing between you and this gentleman, and eventually the older frog is brought to his feet. A couple chests are brought out and handed to him, and a large, I want to say it is yellow medallion is presented to him, which you see now he turns beaming from ear to ear as this ribboned medallion is placed around his neck. And the two chests are placed upon satchels on the giant turtle.
Are these the medallions that rank how long you're allowed to stay in the city?
They are.
Okay. What was the yellow one? Was there a yellow one?
There was. As you recall, I believe it was told to you by Jack, Jabba, Dabba, Wabba, Dabba, Jack. Red is 1 day, green is 1 month, and yellow is a year citizenship.
Ah.
Ooh-wee.
I don't know
So,
about you guys, but I remembered that name.
Jack, Jabba, Dabba, Wabba, Dabba.
I did not.
I was saying it to myself all last week.
Oh man.
It was stuck in
so-
my head.
That's how I learned it. I created it. I just kind of walked around work going Jack, Jabba, Dabba, Wabba, Dabba, Jack,
And
Jabba, Dabba,
people
Wabba,
dying.
Dabba, Jack.
Oh, I haven't heard that song. What is it? Oh,
It's a character I made.
And then
Is
people
it
thought
like-
you
I
were
mean,
crazy.
it's great when I do it in like the voice. The original voice I had for that character was a and it was horrible.
thanks.
that
That
sounds
is
horrible.
quite frightening.
Regardless, what would the party like to do at this stage?
So we were told to go visit the town and try to convince them to join society, I guess.
So we're just awkwardly standing here in the
Currently.
throne room? All right,
Currently,
cool.
the sun is setting behind you. You can see out. There are no walls to this upper temple. As you look out past the makeshift ponds and lily pads that exist in here, you just see open night air stretching over the Rift and Mist jungle as the sun begins to set across the way.
So we know the general direction it is, right?
Yes, you know it is further south from where you currently are.
Okay. Well, we do have our horses, correct?
Yes. Loro,
Nora and Ananda were caught up with us.
yes, they're
That's
waiting at the
where you
bottom of the
forgot them.
stairs outside. They didn't bring the horses up.
Okay. Well, do we want to find a shelter for the night and head out in the morning?
Probably should.
I agree.
Yes, I think that is a wise idea. Thank you.
Well, Doris, are you going to be
Never
comfortable
have.
staying here?
I don't know. But
That sounds like a no.
I want to get out of here at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's go.
I can put up
Totally
the bubble,
understand
baby,
you, Lois.
So you have, well, I can put up the bubble so you feel safer.
I think maybe an inn would be best.
In the end, I meant.
Mm.
And map on Sorry, I'm typing as I talk here.
Alright, can people still come in the city even if they don't have a citizenship?
You do not know.
Oh, I did notice the one dude that was handed a day citizenship by one of the guards.
You did notice that, and you notice he wasn't wearing something around his neck at the time. So at this point, you all turn, making your way out of the palisade I have now show to everyone.
Ooh.
This would be the map of Honyosai that you can see.
Oh. Did you draw it yourself?
I most certainly did.
You
So
see it from up here,
proud of you.
from the top, the temple.
Right in the center, actually.
No, that we can see the city from here.
Yes. It is a rather long staircase above every single building.
Awesome.
That you can see over the entirety of the city, which is why I'm allowing it this little bitty map.
Yay.
Like the forest.
Yeah, it's simplified, very simplified.
It's very nice.
So, as you come down the stairs, you reach the bottom at the center of the city.
Show that on the screen.
You see a massive marketplace where all the stalls seem to be closing for the night, and you see a number of what you assume to be beggars in the city walking the streets and continuing to clean, as you noticed before that the previous decrepit Bullywog character who was handed the medallion was also cleaning a gutter. A couple guards throughout the city are handing out medallions. One Bullywog, an older looking one with horribly sun-pocked skin and a very long bushy beard, is already, it appears to be asleep and crumpled on the ground in the corner. And as you approach and grab your horses from Laura and Ananduil, a gong rings out over the city as the sun finally crests permanently behind the Rift and Mist jungle, just leaving the glow on the horizon. And almost in unison, every citizen and every guard of the city turns and faces the temple. And you hear them begin to chant in unison toward the temple in low guttural, and all of them bow and give reverence toward the temple. As this chorus of voices ceases, one of the guards comes over to that elderly Bullywog gentleman that was already asleep on the ground and gives him a firm kick. The decrepit one, you hear, and this look of shock and horror comes across his face as he scrambles to his feet, patting his chest and like searching for something.
Oh, no.
The guard
he's
begins
screwed.
to point toward his chest, open palm, looking for something. And the older one, the guard pulls out a small gong from his pocket, gives it a very small bong. And all of a sudden, the crowd that had been around the area parts ways slightly.
Definitely shouldn't laugh at that.
And the crowd
This
falls
guy's about to be executed.
deathly quiet. And from a shallow pond nearby in the ground, just a puddle in the street, you see like a flash, a dark shadow figure come out of the water, bounds toward the old man, grabs him and drags him back into the puddle. And you hear him as he's being dragged across the stonework.
Can I like stop and like help him? Like I just.
At this point, it's a bit far away, but you are come Reintor, make an initiative roll.
Okay.
And we're gonna die.
We're not going to die. We're just going to alienate ourselves to a
16.
foreign power.
16. Okay, so Elena, you go running forward to help this person, and as he's pulled into the pond, you jump forward to grab his hand. You dive toward the puddle, your hands going beneath the surface, and you feel the bottom of the puddle with nothing in it.
Just kind of like sit up and like, I don't know, like stare into the puddle. Like, what the fuck?
Cal, what did you do? What did
Cal?
you make? Yes, you.
Oh.
What it-
What did you do?
Had to connect the dots there real quick. Give him a second.
I'm having a mental breakdown right now. I don't understand.
Yeah, Elena's just staring into the puddle, like lost.
As the silence and everything is staring at Elena and at this puddle, everyone suddenly just turns and goes back to their evening as though nothing unusual just happened, and walks away.
What is going on?
Xavier, you have the single highest passive perception, right?
Correct,
20. All right. So to everyone else, what looked like a flash of just shadow that came out of the pond and grabbed the cinnamon, to you seemed to have better shape. What you saw was obviously bullywog in shape with frog-like limbs and things, but wrapped from head to toe in what seems to be black bandages, carrying two swords upon its back. And it came out with unnerving speed, grabbed him in almost like a chokehold, and pulled him back into the water.
On the other hand, we could leave tonight.
So far, I've only taught Elena and Albert.
And as that same guard that had rang out the gong comes up to you, Elena. Standing towering over you, his hand reaches down and kind of pulls up that medallion that's around your neck. Innewana. He lets go of it and walks away.
Totes.
I don't want to be here.
We can always leave tonight.
I think that would be a wise idea.
Yeah.
Let's go while we can.
Amazing how quickly plans change.
Uh,
I don't want whatever that.
Also, I also just want to point out the Passion Gem before in the chat that said work visas. Almost feels similar though.
Yeah,
I
pretty
mean,
much.
yeah, because you have to earn
Earn your citizenship.
So it's work visas.
Oh, if you're not sure, Passion Gemini, last episode, they basically discovered that their citizenship is granted on a day, week, and year basis, depending on deeds and class. So the lowest classes, including beggars, must work every single day to prove themselves to the government officials and be granted another day's citizenship. And apparently, this gentleman had not done much today.
He was
So-
old.
What is the party going to do, and where are we going to go?
We are gathering our horses and leaving.
All right.
We're getting out of here is what we're doing.
Okay,
Is
so
Jack still around us, or is he like? Did we leave him in the castle?
he was still in the castle, and you didn't collect him.
What were we supposed to?
Meh.
Can anybody hear me?
Yes.
Wow.
I can hear you. now.
No, actually, that's the first time I heard you.
I want to say goodbye to the nice guard dude.
He's still with you. We're gonna say just for brevity's sake. So you turn around while this whole ordeal had been going on with Elena and Bullywog, and that guard that had been with you is still standing there, clutching his katana at his side, a kind of passive, somber look on his face.
I walk up to him and I know he can't understand me, so I just hand him the flower. And
You see him kind of
I'm
roll
handing
his
him the
eyes
flower.
and place it in the already overflowing satchel of flowers.
Well, I was gonna say as I'm handing him a flower, I grab his hand and squeeze and like just hold it.
You're the new glaive.
No.
Alright, there you go, AJ. You have to make a Bullywog character now.
Stat blocks does not exist. Not possible.
And then I
Yeah.
smile at him and I wave at him, I guess.
He kind of he looks down at you kind of strangely, like an expective "what are you doing" kind of look.
I awkwardly hug him as best I can.
You put your arms around him and he looks around, making sure no one's kind of watching him, and you feel his hand kind of clasp your back a little bit, kind of give you 3 light pats.
All right. I turn around and go with the group.
As you step away, you hear him kind of, you know what, and you turn around kind of unexpectedly as he speaks to you, and he gets down on a knee next to you and reaches into a satchel, and you see him kind of fumbling around a little bit. You hear clinking of some glass and such like that, and finally he pulls out a small ceramic teacup
Oh.
that has glazed cherry blossoms around its edges, and he hands it to you.
See, Paula, that is the first time anybody has seen her smile as big as she has since they left.
And as you're smiling at that, he reaches into the satchel. He pulls out another small cherry blossom teacup and pulls out what appears to be a large metal cylinder. And he twists the top and pours out a cold tea into your cup and his.
Oh, sweet, he's got a thermos.
It appears to be cold. But he places a large hand upon your head, Sapala, and just begins to kind of speak to you. And you realize it's the same chant that they were saying to the toward the temple. And he clinks his glass toward yours, drinks what's in his in one single gulp, turns and begins to walk away.
Strange man rode into town. We never caught his name, nor understood a word he said. But we're gonna miss him.
I don't want to leave.
Is that a Sipala, like, or is it canon?
See, Paula drinks her tea and then puts her teacup in her satchel and then just kind of walks away sadly.
Wait, Sipala, are you sure that he's actually giving you the cup?
What?
Don't go stealing the cup!
He walked away first.
Oh, did he walk away?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't realize.
It's my teacup. We friends now. We best friends.
I'm
They're
sorry.
besties.
We have matching teacups, okay?
I'm
We're on a
sorry.
different
I just
level.
wanted to make sure that you weren't stealing this person's cup, okay?
I was looking through my inventory for something to give to Sapala, and I misread it entirely, and my eyes just kind of flashed over, and I saw party supplies. I was like, huh, where did I get party supplies?
Party supplies.
So that sounds great.
And what was it?
I have no idea.
It's
I
probably
have no idea where I read party supplies. Oh, it does say party supplies. It's just
Maybe
not that kind of
supplies
party.
For the party.
That's
It's
what
probably
it is.
for
Yeah.
Whitestone's party.
Oh,
4 tenths,
We're not.
Euro days rations.
So, can you send me the item descriptions for the Phantom Many Faces and the Wounding Dagger?
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
The fan of many faces, I do not have written up or anything. It's basically just a hat of disguises, but it's a fan.
Okay.
Um,
I remember the Wounding Dagger did something when stacking.
yes, that one's the Tal'Dorei campaign guide.
Oh, it is? Okay, I'll look it up later then.
Basically, do you have your campaign guide in front of you?
No, I have to open
I have my campaign
Okay.
guide in front of me.
If you go to the
Being asked, now were you?
if you go to
All
the
right.
if you go to the remnant cultist, it is the dagger that he has on him as a.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so
Real quick.
Real quick.
As the in the time we've been here,
Mhm.
can I get like an idea of how much these guards and such revere these swords? Like, is it as much as I'm imagining, like Japanese culture and katanas, or is it
Make
just
a,
like it's just a weapon?
He wants to
make
steal
a perception
katana.
check.
You don't know that.
Make a
Fail.
perception check.
You don't know that. Ha 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 ha. That's a 1.
Oh,
That's the one.
They
They have swords.
do. They're shiny and they look nice, and I want one.
this is such a Laura Bailey moment with the broom.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But glancing around here, you don't specific, but you'll note from the battle that you had and with your travels with them, they didn't when they buried their comrades, they didn't like place the swords with them. They took them as equipment along with the armor and everything that they'd been wearing. And with that low of a roll, I can't really tell you
I was
much.
gonna say, wow, that was a lot for a 1.
Yeah, I can't really tell you much.
All right. Well,
So are we
if that's what I
leaving?
got, then sure.
Yes. Do not want to stay here much longer.
Yes.
Neither
So,
do I.
which direction are we going? Where are we going? And
South?
South.
Pick up Anenduel and Laura.
Well, we already did when we got
Yeah.
the horses.
Well, I didn't
Alright.
know if they were allowed into the town because they didn't have necklaces.
they were given necklaces as well.
Oh, they were. Okay.
Oh, that was the other thing. I wanted to examine the amulet thing.
Yeah.
Is there like any sort of identifying marks, like an expiration date or something?
So, make an investigation check.
Shall I assist her?
Yes, go ahead. You two can both look at your medallions.
Oh, that's it. Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Just give me one of those
fail
nights,
die.
I rolled the Xavier die. You really let me down.
Hey, you didn't do too bad for me. 21.
Dead to me. 4?
Okay.
I rolled a 2.
Vale, you're absolutely enamored by the intricate patterns that are hand carved into these clay medallions that you're wearing. They're very beautiful. Xavier,
pocketed
however,
Oh, wait, that's one already.
you realize that mixed into these intricate patterns are also some patterns that seem asymmetrical. And as you glance over them, you realize that this is not pattern that's carved into there. It is actually the Bullywog written language that is inscribed along the edges of the clay circlet, or the clay amulet.
I'll point it out to Vale. And it seems to be what they. This part seems to be what they. It seems to be the actual language they speak written. This seems to be how they can tell if it's expired or not.
All right. I did not catch that they were made of clay before. I thought they were like some sort of like precious metal. I was like, wow, they just like, what do they do? How do they tell?
Like
They,
Olympian gold medals.
yeah, I was like, do they like reforge these things every day, or do they just like recycle them? Like, how do they know? But if they're clay, that makes a bit more sense. That seems a bit more possible. I was just wondering if we could potentially get back into these same ones that we have.
It does with possibly not.
Alright.
So comprehend languages spell wouldn't be bad. Or a tongue spell.
I don't do that.
As you are still standing here, a figure begins to come down the steps toward you as you were chatting in the square, and you all glance up and see this one making his way down the steps toward you.
Jack.
This one appears to have still has that immense smile on his face, teeth bared and grinning wildly at you, his hands clasped in front of his chest. I see you are making your way well through the city.
Well, not knowing of the culture or the language, it's a little bit difficult.
This one understands well.
How did you learn this language?
This one was kept prisoner for 6 weeks in a cell. This one has always been good at picking things up quickly.
I see.
Speaking of, this one has been instructed to deliver communication in regards to one of our previous conversations.
And what conversation was that?
The one in which I apologized. The one about my previous employer.
Mm.
The right note had to be hit. Go on.
I have been instructed to initiate conversation in private with you. And he extends a bony, long fingernailed finger toward Oldores.
With just Yodores himself or us as a part?
With you, he says, pointing again at Oldores.
Uldoris just looks at him and whatever is to be said can be said in front of the rest, or there will be no conversation.
We must speak in private. Xavier and I think Vale make a perception check.
All right, time to roll a 3.
Use the veil die again.
Eventually, my rolls will get high enough. Well, what's not a 3?
19.
You didn't warm your dice up, Vale.
19.
13.
Perfect. As he says this, you notice that though the words coming out of his mouth are saying we must speak in private, his hands are held in such a way that is a thieves' cant annotation. I don't remember who knows thieves' cant. Whoever a thieves' cant annotation for trust me.
Can I roll a perception check then?
How does he know? We know that.
Because I
Yes.
spoke to him in Thieves' Camp.
I didn't.
I did.
I would like to roll a insight check.
Sure.
Same.
Good luck.
I'll go up behind Doris and just whisper into it. Actually, no, I cipher. I just hand him a slip of paper and say,
23.
Hold on, let me
You
code
see it.
this.
yeah, right.
I think it might be wise to go speak somewhere where there are less ears.
We'll be nearby.
Yeah, we'll be nearby as I handle Doris the paper.
I rolled a 1.
He's really hard to read.
I'll just hand it
That
to Doris.
smile,
Just
man.
Just trust and go. We'll be nearby.
Okay, so Uldoris finally concedes. As he's walking away, he motions like he wants to be able to see everybody from where he is.
As you step in pace with Jack, Jack turns and walks with you and places his hands clasped behind his back, and you see him signal in Thieves' Cant, follow.
Oh, I follow. I was gonna follow anyways.
I would like to stealth.
I'll,
Yeah,
I'll
same.
poke both Bernie and Sapala and just, with my finger just motion them on.
Okay. Vale, stealth check.
Much better. 30.
Oh,
Not
Oh.
lying.
okay. Well, this took a turn.
It's much better.
Vale is consumed by the shadow
So, Vale,
veil.
how are you stealthing?
Kind of
This game morphs into a bully
Sticking to shadows, trying to blend with crowds, Assassin's Creed style.
So
Tailing them.
only because of my role. You go to step into your first shadow and you immediately bump headfirst into one of the Hanyo side.
Did you roll a
I
20?
also rolled a 30 for stealth.
Roll a 20. Oh, as you and Vale both step into the shadows, you are immediately just slammed into one of the Hanyo side.
I just put my hands up and like back away.
Hey, watch where you're going.
And then I want to stealth again.
All right. Well, we'll assume. I mean, they weren't actually really looking for you. So, the two of you stealthily make your way, following the party. Jack begins signaling frantically behind him. His hand kind of moving like sign language when it's going quickly, but barely breaking pace and not even looking over his shoulder to make sure you're watching. And what he basically tells you in this cant is follow, then go around back, hide by third window, and listen.
Are we keeping up?
I whisper that into the earpiece.
That Benedictus
and
does
then I
not
tell
have.
somebody to tell Benedictus.
Okay.
I just grabbed Bernie's hand.
So we have everything of Glaze. Can we just give him?
Glaive took the earpiece with him.
Oh, did
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Oh no, you didn't.
So I thought
Oh, he
said
gave it to
No,
Vale.
I left that with Vale in the bag of money. She
much
has
good stuff in
not
there.
bothered to do anything with it.
Which is probably a good thing, to be honest.
Sort of.
You would have lost it.
Okay.
Assuming that you get the message across here.
Just send me a full list of what's in that bag.
Eventually, you're led through a couple winding streets here on the into the eastern side of the town, following the kind of curved road around and through some of the buildings. Eventually, you see what, in any culture, in any language, in any side of the world, you can immediately see is a tavern. You see bright lights, you hear song coming from the inside, a stringy, hollow tune being played from the inside, and you hear laughter and thudding. As Jack enters, you just see him kind of point around as he walks in the front door with Oldores.
Yep. I go run back and hide under the third window. Listen.
Okay. So I got a stealth check from Vale and Elena. We can go ahead and... Actually, I'll have you re-roll a stealth check here. And anyone that's hiding with her.
Ooh. That's a
Yeah.
crappy
I'm
roll.
sure I can stand behind her,
31.
Jesus.
What?
Calm the fuck
What was
down.
that?
13 plus 18.
25.
How do you get a plus 18?
She rolled
No, plus
18.
13. I rolled 18.
She said it
Oh.
backwards.
She has expertise.
That's sick.
Well, I rolled a
got
4,
20.
so 18.
You are
I
rolling...
have a plus
One.
2.
You're rolling wonderfully tonight.
You're telling me. I skipped 3, though.
I have a 14.
Nice. All right. So you all crowd around this small window, and it seems to be a clay structure that has been reinforced with bamboo, and a couple of those insect shingles and things kind of make up parts of the wall here. You do see that the architecture on this side of the town is more of the generic, or not generic, the Hanyo-size actual bullywog architecture, as opposed to the grand temple, which seems to be a much older structure, just like the ruins as you came in were.
Is there a piece of like wood or something that's jutting out from this building near that window that a bird could perch on?
Or 2.
There is not. It's a very smooth wall.
Or
Shit.
Or a Cipala.
How far up is
or maybe hang back.
How far up is the roof?
how close is the roof from the window?
It's actually a very short, slanted roof, so it's probably about 10 feet up.
Okay, I'll have B fly up there.
Okay.
Elena there, just like silent.
All right. So Eldores and Jack walk into a bar.
Oh, I love this one.
Great joke.
Jack kind of leads you around, gives a nod to the bullywog that's kind of running the drinks in this tavern and is handing them out. You see large piles of food, and it appears to be a rather nice establishment. You're led behind the counter and up a set of stairs that go up. And the stairs for you, Eldores, are awkward. Jack is practically having to crawl up each one with the strange height that each are at. But for you, it's a thigh workout. Each step is probably about
Thigh
3
master.
feet up. So you're hoisting yourself up on each one. And by the time you get to the top, you're kind of winded.
Doris, the thigh master.
Those are some rough stairs to climb.
Jack leads you to a wooden door and inserts a small bronze key into it, and you turns it, opens up into a modest room. Just a simple bed, a simple chest, a nightstand with an already burning candle on it. And what you weren't expecting to see were piles and piles of books in the corner, just scattered around in every single language imaginable. You just see journals and tomes and instruction manuals on combat and science books, and all of them are in horrible states of disrepair. As you can imagine, they've been read by a goblin. So as you come into the room, he gestures you forward toward the window. Make a perception check, Eldores.
Roll higher than a 30.
No.
No?
I am pulling a page out of George's book tonight. So my first roll of the night was a 1. My second one was a 2.
Okay. You don't even see Benedictus. So you feel alone. You look out that window, and there's just an empty alleyway out there.
Total of 5, just for verification.
This is Vale and I just like this.
So
I start nervously like fidgeting and looking around and like kind of poking my head out the window. Like,
Do I see him doing this?
yeah, you see Eldores kind of stick his head out the window awkwardly.
I like go into the earring. I say, Doris, we're right outside the window.
okay, so I am here. Let's
Do I see Eldores?
You all see Eldores, yeah.
I wave.
Doris, stealthy. You're not supposed to.
Yep. So as you pull your head back in the window, you hear the latch lock on the door as Jack puts his key back in the hole and relocks it and turns around. As I said, I was instructed to initiate communication with you. Are you prepared?
for what?
Communication.
That's what we were doing now.
Sounds like a really bad pickup line.
Right? Are you prepared
Hey, you want
for
to communicate?
communication?
Suddenly, Jack's eyes kind of shoot up into the back of his head. You see the whites kind of flicker with his pupils, awkwardly gesticulating at the tops of his eyelids, his eyes fluttering, his mouth dropping that smile into, for the first time, like the true neutral face on Jack. He seems to be having like a moderate seizure in front of you. You see him kind of twitching, and eventually his eyes come down, and you see not his regular bloodshot green eyes, but instead a black mirrored substance coating the outside of his eyes as he looks at you. A voice echoes from within his mouth. It does not seem to be Jack's, not the scratchy, prepubescent, horrible sound that usually comes out, but echoey and far away and strangely feminine, but familiar. Oidores?
That is my name.
Thank God. And Jack takes 3 steps forward and wraps his arms around you in a really warm, tight hug.
I'm doing that, like hands up in the air, like trying not to be touched by him, kind of thing.
As your hands are looking awkwardly, Jack's eyes come up to you and places a gross clawed hand on your cheek. You see this strangely soft expression across Jack's face, and finally the voice comes out. You see tears welling in Jack's eyes, and he says, "You look just like mother and father."
Who are you?
After all this time, that's the first thing you say to your sister.
You look like a goblin.
Shut up, Vale. You're not there.
Yeah, shut up, Al. You're not there.
So, well,
Way
I
to
am
ruin the
there.
mood.
What kind of mood is this?
An awkward one.
My sister.
Yes.
Why don't I know about you?
To be fair, I didn't know about you. I only found out about your existence through this prophecy shit.
So you are the other half of the picture.
So I've been told. I'm not sure I believe it, though. How
Which
about you?
means you've already been here too.
I have. I've been watching you, briefly. I've been following you. You're doing well for yourself. You look healthy.
And Uldoris kind of like uncomfortably like slides himself out of the goblin's grasp and kind of puts the window between them and says, "It is probably the first time I have been this healthy."
That is good. So, tell me everything. Tell me, I want to know you. I want to know my brother. I want to... We are set on a dark path. Destiny has forced us to do things that maybe in another life we wouldn't do. Maybe in another life we could have been friends and family, but for tonight, I want to pretend that you're my brother and I'm your sister, and that maybe you aren't doing these terrible things.
And what terrible things would that be?
Stopping progress, stopping the reunion, the reunion of the heavens with Tal'Dorei, stopping my glorious quest as it is prophesied that you will. But like I said, I do not want to talk about that tonight. I just want you to be my brother and me to be your sister for just a few minutes. Another conversation, perhaps. We can fight like siblings and call each other names, but for now, I want to know you.
Well, if you've been following me and watching me long enough, then you know all there is to know about me.
I know you are a gifted shadow wielder. I know that you have been coercing with vampires and other minions of darkness, which I was disappointed in.
I would say it was not by choice.
Is it ever?
No, I'm talking to you now, aren't I?
Yes. A difficult task, I will have you know. Not easy magic. And indeed, I do feel my power waning as this conversation grows long.
Oh, good. Where are you?
You will not get that out of me that easily. Do you remember the night our parents were killed?
I remember it all too well. Yet I feel like there are pieces that I don't have.
You weren't there when Father died. I was. I watched as that white-haired bastard held a gun to his head and blew his brains across the ground. And then turned to me. How can you travel with her daughter? You are truly lost, Dolores.
And how did you survive?
By kicking and screaming and biting and clawing until eventually they said, "This one is good. This one has potential but is too young. Take her to Vasselheim and train her to become a paladin." They gave me to a woman by the name of... wow, my mind is blanking right now in real life. Kima. I was to be trained under her. Against my will. How did you survive?
I ran after Mother died for me.
Unlucky. The next time we talk, Dolores, it may not be as cordial. You have things I need, and I have things you need. And we have been set to be adversaries in this great fight. But if you do choose to come to the light, I will listen to you. There is still hope for you, Dolores. And with that, Jack's eyes kind of fade back to their green. His head goes back into a bit of a seizure and then falls flat on his back, passed out on the ground.
Elena's face is just one of like complete shock at this moment.
But no one can see it.
Is the
Yeah.
is the
Except
window
for maybe you.
is the window like open? Can I crawl through the window?
Oh, absolutely.
Crawling out the window, and as I hit the ground, I say, "We need to go."
Agreed.
Those of us close heard all that, I assume.
Yes.
Chicken hip.
Let's go.
During that exchange, can I have look through Beak's senses and get a survey of their surrounding during that conversation?
Yes. Perception check.
Natural 20.
Not a natural 20. Glancing around the streets, you do notice that through Beak's eyes and through the miracle of a natural 20, you see a long trough that refuse and kind of sludge runs between the streets, very medieval kind of sewage drain, but deep and mucky and swampy. And Beak watches as up the street, what seems to be a thick shadow moves along the trough from beneath, moving down toward the inn as this is coming to a close.
I'll come back to my senses as Eldorus is coming down. I'm like, I think we should go
Let's go.
That's what I just said.
All right.
Can't
Well,
hear you.
Yep. Well, what time is it right now?
The sun has set completely.
Okay. Is the moon out?
It is not. It is a dark, cloud-covered night.
Okay. So I'm going to ask this question.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to sound like a meta question,
Mhm.
but I had planned on asking it to begin with.
Yep.
And I had forgotten about it when we were in the room and the conversation initiated. Where is my shadow?
At this moment, it takes you a moment to find your shadow. And as you glance around, it is practically crawled up your back.
Okay. Yes, we need to go. She is watching us. She has been since Whitestone. I'm sure you may have heard. We need to go before she gets eyes on us again. She may already have eyes on us again.
Do we know how she's watching?
No.
Can we get moving?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody?
As you all go off down the corridor, Xavier, glancing back as you round the edge, you watch as right next to the window from a puddle, suddenly this dark figure comes up and begins looking around the alleyway, glancing back and forth. And then you round the corner. Back into the torchlit main street.
Fucking hell. Fucking no magic bullshit. Alright. To the horses.
All right, you all make your way back to the main square where Anandawil and Laurel, I keep saying Laura are waiting there with the horses rather impatiently. What took you so long?
We're
It's a long
leaving
story. Let's
now.
just go.
Oh, all right. All right, so you get on the horses and you begin to gallop toward the edge of the city and past the gate. As you pass the gate, leaving Hanyo Sai, you are greeted with the hovels that exist on the outer edges of the city, very run-down Hooverville-esque buildings that exist on the outside of the wall. And you begin to make your way into the deep, thick Riffin Mist jungle, overgrown trees with massive vines, massive coverings of moss and such block every single way that's not from this path, heading straight southward. Who is leading the charge?
Well-
Real quick, what time is it?
At this point, probably 10:30 or 11.
Oh, perfect time for a phone call.
I would say Uldoris is probably in the front because he just wants to get away from everybody and everything.
Makes sense.
But he would probably not feel comfortable being the only one up front.
Elena's like middle of the group, like kind of zoned out riding, like
I'll go up front.
real shook.
Yeah, I'll stay in.
Real shook.
Okay.
Shook.
Uldoris, who is at the front, I would like you to make a survival check.
Can I assist?
Oh,
Are you right behind him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
We should probably travel for about an hour or so and make camp.
that's a 9.
9 with advantage?
Oh no, that was not with advantage. Sorry.
Do better.
That's even worse. So yeah,
I said
Okay.
it's because I'm helping.
my new
So-
die is just—it's not. I'm putting it in jail already.
Oof.
Okay. So, about a half an hour into your... As you are quickly making your way through the Riffin Mist jungle, these horrible sounds of large animals around you seem to just fill the air. Massive birds and crickets and that almost deafening chorus that is a jungle at night. And as your mind is filled with the voice of your sister ringing through your head, a mixture of emotions from fear, anger, maybe even longing, blurring your vision as you charge southward, just picking a direction and going. You fail to hear a massive sound. like a massive frog, bigger than any you've ever heard before, echoes through the woods. And as you charge forward, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, there's a good roll. Let's see. Dex save 19.
I'm sorry?
19.
19. Oh, good. All right.
Yeah.
That's barely what you needed, or well, close to what you needed. As you're charging forward and you hear the sound, it breaks you out of your stupor, and you glance to the right, and you are met by the face of a giant horned toad, its eyes glowing in whatever light you guys have. I'm imagining torches or Xavier's dancing lights. Illuminating, and as you are going forward, you see its mouth open and this long pink tongue begin to come forward. You reflexively flatten yourself against your horse as this tongue shoots out over your head, slamming into a tree, knocking bark aside, and it retracts into the frog's mouth. You hear the sickening squelch as the bark is crushed by its jaws. You hear from either side of the path more. Everyone roll initiative.
This is fun.
Is there a battle map?
There is not.
Oh, no.
So we're going to use the same one that's already on the screen.
Nuts.
Yeah, sure. We'll use the one that's on the screen. Why not? That actually works.
Just clear that.
Yeah, let me see. Clear drawings.
No. Oh.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's pretty good.
I'm sorry.
On initiative.
That's
I-
okay.
Right. I'm
Hold on,
gonna
let me
get
just-
Were you
some more-
surprised when you saw it?
No.
Yeah, the toads are there.
Well, not you, Bill. You knew about it.
I knew about it.
I'm getting a new
All right,
D20
so
now.
let me see here. We have old Dorez in the front,
That was a bad idea. I'm sorry.
Vale right behind.
Ah!
Who was behind that?
I was
I'll be.
in the middle.
So we have
I was in the middle in front of Elena.
not Glaive.
I guess I would have been riding with Vale.
Okay.
Hi.
As long as it's okay with Vale.
I suppose.
So Elena's taking the rear. Okay. Let's see here. All right. Squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. Gotta clean my whiteboard. I gotta roll initiative for a frog. Hey, I'll take it. Okay. 25 to 20.
I got a 21.
24.
Oh, thank God. Thank God.
Oh, good. You too.
Probably not as bad as you.
It's a matter of debate.
Okay, 20 to 15.
Oh God.
It's a large gap.
15 to
for it.
10.
I have a
10.
12. Eldora's 12.
And that was Bernie at 10.
It was.
You guys roll.
I rolled a
Uh,
10 and I have a
20.
2 modifier.
10 to 5.
What
7.
happens to the best
I
of
got a
us?
7 too.
That's my minimum.
Okay, who wants to go first?
Probably Vale.
I don't care.
All
I
right, we'll
don't
do
care
Vale.
either.
I'll go last. Sure.
Okay.
Why not? I rolled a 1.
Okay. Zavy Wavy Poo, it is your turn first.
Yeah.
So is it only the 4 there, or do we not?
That you can see.
Oh gosh. Depending on how far away they all are. Okay, it's not worth it. Which one was the one that attacked Dolores?
This guy.
Alright, we're on horses, so I'm gonna stop my horse. Well, probably stop by fear itself. I'm going to wave. I got you, Dolores, and I lift up my hand, and a purple shroud surrounds my hand, and a big, a big purple hand appears above the frog and smashes it. I cast
Okay.
Big
Big B's hand. All right. Is that a
hand.
strength check? I don't remember that one.
That is an attack roll from the hand.
Gotcha.
I gotta actually pull up the spells where I have those spells right here. That was a neat little spell card. Oh yeah, it doesn't have the. It's too big of a spell for a card.
Is it funny that I could imagine Scanlan taking like his kids and then the Dorolo kids like on magic carpet rides on the Big B's hand,
Magic carpet ride.
I can see it.
like through Whitestone and whatnot, like,
I can see it.
and then like family vacationing with the entire group.
All right. Yes, plus. That's a natural 16 plus 8, so 20.
That'll hit. That'll hit.
All right, and it takes,
Barely.
And it takes 4d8 force damage.
All right.
Once I find. D8s? Yes, that's D8s. Okay, that was. Alright. Wasn't bad. 22 points of force damage.
Okay. All right. The hand comes smacking, bulge out a little bit as the hand kind of pulls back. The frog shakes its head from side to side, turning its head towards Xavier. Lena, your turn.
Okay. So I'm
Oh,
gonna
did
hunter's
you,
mark.
hold on. Did you have more?
I was gonna
Oh.
back up a bit.
Oh, okay.
On your horse.
Which one did you attack,
On
Xavier?
I
horse.
attacked this one.
Okay.
Pew pew.
I'm gonna go for.
How far are you backing up, Xavier?
Just right there.
Okay.
I already moved, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna hunter's mark this one, and then I'm gonna hit him with a bow.
The hand's right here.
Okay.
$22 to hit on the first one.
That'll hit. Which one was it again?
The farthest one out.
This guy. All right.
Yeah.
Pew. Pew.
13 damage on that one, and then I'm gonna take a second shot.
Okay.
$22.
That'll hit.
8 damage. On that one.
What?
8 damage.
Yeah, I got that. Are
Okay.
we doing a third attack?
No, I don't have a third attack. I have 2 attacks.
Oh, okay. Is that the only?
Yes, in my turn.
All right. So, the frogs are going to go now. So this one turns, watching Xavier turn to run. Xavier, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Roll high.
Question: these
Answer.
people here aren't there.
They are not there. Yeah, let me get rid of
Okay.
Dexterity saving throw, you
it. Dexterity saving throw, says I.
say. Recently became proficient.
Nerd.
Okay, nerd. I'm actually gonna roll
Yes.
this one. This is roll high.
I thought it was funny.
Alright. Thank you so much. 19.
19. As you turn to flee, this massive tongue goes careening over your head as well. You just barely duck as well. This other one here is also going to attack at Xavier. A second dexterity saving throw.
Nice.
Alright, same thing. 19.
So they're 19.
Nice.
All right. Just dodge.
Tense.
2 tongues just floop, floop. This one is going to jump. Hold on here. Let me see what the distance is. 30 feet exactly. Eldora, another dexterity saving throw.
Oh, come on. There we go. Now we're in the rhythm. 20. Dirty.
Dirty 20.
Ooh.
This time, you seeing the tongue coming, you move deftly to the side, dodging it.
Oh, I thought he was jumping at me.
Nope, just trying to lick you.
Everybody wants to get a taste of me.
And
Well, yeah.
Second date minimum.
7 date minimum.
Right?
And Sapala, I would like you to make a dexterity saving throw.
She adds 4.
Wow.
11.
11.
Did you add your
Sapala
4?
watching. Sapala
No,
watching.
seriously, did she add her extra 4?
Huh? Oh, no, I didn't.
I have an aura saying that allows people within 10 feet of me to add my charisma
Oh,
modifier.
fancy.
The aura of awesome.
Still
Because
not
I
enough.
have 15.
So, still not enough. So,
Damn it.
Sapala, as you're watching Oldora's and Xavier deftly dodging these tongues, you turn around and see that same one that attacked Oldora's in the first place and got smashed by the hand turn, size you up, and you just think, not again.
Yeah.
And this massive sticky tongue slams into your chest, knocking you backward off Vale's horse about 5 feet into the air past him. And then you feel it begin to wrap and pull you immediately into this big gaping maw, which slams shut around you. And then
I'm sorry.
it turns and is going to take its full movement away.
No, it's not. I'm going to try to grapple with the hand.
Heck and heck.
Can you do that?
Okay, make a grapple check.
Yes.
That's a contested strength, correct?
I'm at right now.
Heck and heck.
Because I have Warcaster, so.
Heck and heck.
Heck
Make
and
friends with it. Give it a flower.
Give it a-
Wait, I have an idea.
Uh-oh.
Oh, by the way, you are blind and restrained for the moment.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
So opposing the strength checks. That is a natural 20.
I guess that was.
28 altogether.
I mean, that'll beat my 14.
Your 20s upset me.
I'm sorry.
So it goes to hop away, and the hand turns and grabs it by its legs and drags it back to the spot where it had been.
Oh, no, you don't. Come here. Get over here.
You don't know where that's been.
That'll put us to Bernadictus's turn.
Well,
Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's going to be a grapple to open this thing's mouth and rip out a little halfling girl.
All right, roll a strength check.
Just
I'll allow it.
Don't
Is-
rip the halfling in half.
Oh.
Is it at advantage because it's already grappled?
No.
Oh.
No, I'm going to say no.
Double grapple.
What do we get? Nice. 26.
5. So you come over your giant dragonborn claws and you rip its mouth open, and you see, like, in the back of its throat, just like the tip of Sapala's hair in the back of its throat, kind of poking up in the back.
You pull me up by my hair. Boy, you
I'm sorry.
can't get it.
I'm sorry.
I can leave you in here if you want.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, but reaching into something's mouth, attack of opportunity.
What?
Oh, absolutely. I'm not arguing.
You're going into its mouth, and its main attack is a bite. I'm going to consider that a cause for attack of opportunity.
I'm not arguing. I'm not.
Not you, Vale.
That was me.
21.
I mean, yeah, that hits.
Oh, okay. So you take. I gotta find the right freaking dice. It's been so long. I'll take it. You take 9 points of piercing damage. You take 2 points of poison damage, and you're grappled.
You're in there together. You're belly buddies.
Reverse grapple.
Ah.
You are not swallowed, but you are grappled.
The reverse grapple.
So you
Hick and heck.
may now take your action to pull her up into its mouth with you, so it will not take the acid damage on the next turn if you would like to try.
Oh, heck.
To be fair, those two are probably the worst ones to swallow. Or the
Once
most
again,
dangerous ones.
I'm
Yes.
sorry. Ow! I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna attempt that.
All right. Roll a strength check.
Wait till Wave hears about this.
Oh, 21.
Ooh. Nat 20. So as you grab her hair and begin to pull it up, the walls of its throat begin to constrict, and you feel your arm kind of almost be pulled down with it, and you have to fight just to get your hand up, and you come back and you just find a tuft of her hair that had snapped in your hand.
I'm getting inside of the dragon body vibes here.
Oh, God.
I'm hecking Jonah.
That was a good plan, poorly executed.
Yeah.
Well, it was only by my natural 20. Would have been fine. Is that your full turn, Bernie?
Absolutely.
I mean, it was an epic turn. I'll give you that.
Please
So
save
Paula,
me.
it is your current turn. You are blind and restrained.
Kill it from inside.
And missing hair.
Okay.
So with restrained, I think you can't do any spells that require like hand signs and stuff like that.
Okay. Would you consider me touching the frog?
I believe that is implied, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to use beast sense on it.
What's that?
Beast sense?
What's that do?
You touch a willing beast. Well, I guess it's not willing, but it ate me, so who cares?
It doesn't have a choice.
For the duration of the spell, you can use your action to see through the beast's eyes, hear what it hears, and continue to do so until you use your action to return to your normal senses. By perceiving through the beast's eyes, you gain the benefits of any special senses possessed by the creature, though you are blinded and deafened to your own surroundings, which I already am. So
I will allow it. So you put your hand on the inside of the walls of its stomach. You feel the acid begin to seep through your clothes, and your skin begin to kind of prickle with this kind of intense heat. You put out your hand and focus your vision through the senses of the frog. As you come through its eyes, you just see two massive dragonborn feet, like kicking up in the air in front of it. And its eyes darting between the feet and a massive pond that lies just beyond.
Oh, heck. Oh, heck.
She just Jaegered a frog.
I don't even know what to do. Wait, I'm so grappled, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Is it I don't think it's possible. This might be a dumb question, but can I use Flame Blade?
No, you are restrained.
I didn't think so. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Well, you already cast a spell.
That too.
Well, it's a bonus action.
But it's a leveled spell. If it was a bonus
Oh.
action cantrip, you could.
So that's your turn?
Can I just scream?
Oh, absolutely. I imagine you were this whole time.
I don't even know what to say.
All we hear is
Vale, it is now.
We can't hear you.
I know, I'm inside of a frog.
Yeah, I said that was an interesting round.
Yes.
I guess I will leap off my horse
Go to heck and save me.
and I guess I'll join this awful turn of events and I will attack multiple times.
Get me the heckin' out of here.
I'll try.
Same.
Oh, that's far better than I thought it was. 17.
That'll hit.
Cool. Second attack. 18.
Hit.
And roll the damage for this first, see where we're at. 26 damage total. With 2 attacks.
26 damage total, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll spend a key point for Flurry of Blows.
Okay.
Fury of Blows! Well, it is right now, but...
Give us back our halfling.
25 and 18.
Both hit.
Wow,
Cool.
nice rolls.
Not really.
What are you talking about? You've hit every time. I think that's a
Yeah.
record for you.
No. 3 of those were single-digit rolls. With modifiers.
Only Vale can complain about succeeding.
That's
Right.
right. Don't you forget it. That's 11, 17, 26, or 23.
Okay, 23.
Pew pew.
You jump through the air and smack the frog with all your might 4 times. That brings us up to, I believe, Xavier, right?
Yeah, and the top of the round.
Yes.
Oh.
Should I
Wait a minute.
Oh, wait, did I skip Eldurez?
Yeah, and Elena.
No, Elena went.
No, Elena went.
Oh, I don't remember.
No, I
Elena.
haven't.
I'm sorry, go
yet.
back. Yeah, you did. You shot the toad twice.
Yeah, that was my first turn. I haven't got any.
We've
more.
only had 1 turn.
Oh, okay, then yeah, I was skipped then.
Oh yeah, he was ahead of Vale. At 10
Oops,
Yeah,
that was,
that's right.
That was my bad.
or 12.
That's okay.
10 plus.
I punched something.
So sorry, Eldurez. That was my fault. Go ahead and.
Okay.
Save me.
What do I want to do?
Oh, yeah, well, he was ahead of both Sapala and
I'm trying.
Sorry, guys. I had to get some water there real quick.
No, you're good.
Bill did 23 damage. I need to add.
I may be small, but I'm more than a
Thirsty boy.
snack.
Oh.
That
Thank you.
joke is inappropriate for a family friend, mate.
Oh well.
Uh,
Hey, y'all said word.
I know what I want to do, but I'm having a panic attack because I just realized that I don't have my spell cards in front of me. And I don't know where they are at the moment. What I want to do is I want to cast. I want to cast magic missile. No, I don't have that. I know, right?
Spell, though.
Right. I want to cast. What's it called? The. I'm struggling to get the name of it right now.
Oh, you.
Hold.
It's a 5th level spell.
Well,
Yeah, you wanted to roll another character, right, Paul?
Don't
Huh?
say that.
what did you just say to me?
I said you wanted to roll a new character, right, Sapal?
I will murder you.
Oh, shit.
Ooh, and she
But then he
means
can
it.
become a squirrel.
I don't want to be a squirrel. I want to be Sapala.
you could be Squirrel Paula.
Squirrel Pala.
I will pull you in here with me.
Uh-oh.
I will take more of your hair.
She'll hit you with the flame blade.
We're tearing each other
He
apart.
He already pulled my hair out.
I'm actually sorry about that. I am.
It's okay. She'll just cry about it later.
I'll buy a new hairbrush.
She'll tell Glaive. He'll handle it.
Uh-oh.
No.
He just
I
gonna have
don't
to
want
do
a PC kill my own PC. That's weird.
He just gonna have to fight himself.
No, he'll just heal you and have your soul.
Job well done.
Mm.
That was throaty.
He's still trying to find your thing, Eldoris. My God, we've lost him.
Yuli. Good snort though.
Dolores.
Yeah. I can't,
It's my nickname for him
can't
in
find my
notes.
cards at the moment. It's driving me nuts.
Heck, where are my notes?
We'll take this moment to take a break. You know how much I work practicing having the conversation between old Doris and his sister?
Can we just... Elena's just freaking out right now. Because she's known this whole time and hasn't figured out how to tell Eudora.
Heck.
Hick.
Anyway,
Elena is a terrible person.
Secrets don't make friends,
Somebody
Peggy.
Hey, my dad killed your dad. Hope we can still be friends.
My parents killed your parents.
That's fucking messed up, man.
They didn't mean to do it.
I
don't
don't believe
know if
in
I
sins of the
believe that.
father.
They're not evil people.
Okay.
Are we taking a break while he looks at his stuff, or?
do you want us to do that, old Doris?
We could hold.
No, I'm looking it up in the book right now because I don't know where my cards are. I just gotta find the page.
No, Lola. Not a chew toy. That is my phone charger.
Say that
That
to
sounds
the
like a true toy to
frog.
me.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
What?
They're antagonizing you.
I didn't hear what they said anyways, so.
Okay.
They said say that to the frog, and I said that sounds like a chewy toy to me.
George!
What?
So, okay.
What'd I do?
The text message you just sent me.
Oh, it's like I'm just sitting here minding my own business.
Okay, so my neighbors downstairs are bumping music so loud that I can, like, hear it and feel it. And I went to go downstairs.
Surprises me.
Definitely smell pot.
You didn't answer my
I-
question though.
I found it.
No, I didn't, George. Why would I get so? I
Why
work for the
not?
government. I can't do that. Nor would
You
I
don't
ever.
tell them.
They do random drug tests, George.
You roll well.
Okay, I found what I was looking for.
Okay.
I think I found what I'm looking. It sucks not knowing where my freaking cards are. Yeah, I'm gonna do. Crap! I don't know if I have this anymore. And I opened a box on my table and I found it.
Yay!
Don't you love when that happens?
Where is it?
Yeah,
This
yeah,
episode
yeah.
brought to you by D&D.
Okay, I'm sorry about that, guys.
No, you're fine.
That's no, it's not okay. I'm very, very sorry. That was not very cool. I'm going to cast. I'm going to jump off the horse, and I'm going to cast Arms of Hadar.
Ah.
I couldn't remember the name of it. I was like, why don't I remember what it's called? And I couldn't think of a way to explain. Let's see. But in order for me to do it right, I have to go to a specific place. So I'm going to go there.
What's the size on that again?
What's that?
What's the size of Arms of Hadar?
It's all creatures within 10 feet. That's why I moved my character. Let's see.
Ah.
It's a little more than 10 feet. Okay. I mean, it's roughly, yeah.
Wait, oh, this isn't the one I'm thinking of. The
You're thinking of hunger.
yeah,
Yeah.
I know the feeling.
you are the feeling right now.
I know.
It's more than a feeling.
It's more than a feeling.
I'm high on belief.
All right.
Thank
So yeah,
you.
no, I'm doing Arms of Hadar.
Copyrighted, guys.
We didn't sing it.
They have to, each creature in that area must make a strength saving throw.
Where is it going?
19 for the one on the left, and 18 for the one on the right.
Really?
Yeah.
Do I have to?
Yeah, they both made. No, you're not. I don't know. Does she have to?
No, she is immune. Well, she's immune to She has total cover against attacks and other effects outside the totem.
Okay.
All
You
right.
got total cover.
And my hand's
That's
not,
great.
My hand's not affected because it's technically an object, not a creature.
Am I in that
All
area?
right. So they take half damage.
Vale is not in the area.
Cool.
Half damage.
Oh.
Not you. The frogs take half damage. Guys, why did I volunteer to open the store tomorrow?
Because you hate yourself.
Because you're a sadist.
Because I'm a nice person.
Well, that's very true.
Well, my boss is like freaking out. He's like, I got no one to open the store tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm like,
Hey, boss. I know. I'm looking at a guy who could do it.
yeah.
You.
Well,
The
that was the thing.
boss.
That was the thing. It was he didn't. He was the only option, and he'd already worked like 6 days in a row or something like that.
Yeah, remember that month where you worked like every day of the week?
Yeah, well, I'm a nice person.
Yeah, but
Okay.
you burn yourself out.
So this says it's 2d6 necrotic plus 1d6 per slot level above first. We're what now?
Mm-hmm.
We
So
are
that's 10d. Or that's not right.
Heck.
Whoa.
Kenzie, what level spell slots do you have?
Fifth.
Fifth.
Up to fifth.
Oh, slot level, not character level. Jeez.
No. That would be scary.
Ow.
That would be amazing.
I would.
Whatever base
Counterspell.
level it is, increase it to up to fifth level.
Oh, half damage. That's only 100. Happens.
Okay, so 2d6 plus
Roll
1d6
low.
per slot level above first. So I've read
Slot
fifth, so
level.
4 additional. So that's 60.
That's pretty good.
That's reasonable.
Yeah.
Not
Oh,
bad,
man,
not
the
bad.
bar is quiet.
Okay, so I rolled I rolled 5 5s and a 1. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
Nice.
26 damage to those two frogs.
Fancy.
Necrotic
Okay.
damage, of course, they take half of that.
So 13.
So,
13.
the one here on the left that has Sapala and Glaive dangling by a thread, you watch as these tendrils of black smoke just kind of emanate from Oldora's and wrap around the frog and penetrate its ears and eyes and mouth. And you watch as these black veins course through its body, and it lets out this sickening
Gross.
and kind of comes crashing down. Glaive, you're jolted a little bit, and Sapala, you feel as the ground around you kind of evens out. This one takes 13 damage.
Now, as a bonus action, I can make another attack, right? Like, can I cast a cantrip as a bonus action?
Yes, you can.
Oh, okay.
It's normally a bonus action.
If it's normally a bonus action, shoot.
If it can be cast as a bonus action, yes.
Can I crawl out?
OP.
Debatable.
They can just, if they have a quicken spell, they can just make anything a bonus action.
For a sorcery point.
For a sorcery point.
There's a cost.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the end of my turn. That's all I can do.
All right. I need a rule explained to me, guys.
Yes.
All right, so the rule about swallowed is if the creature dies, a swallowed creature is no longer restrained and can escape from the corpse using 5 feet of movement. My question is, if it comes back to the frog's turn, even though this one is dead, do they still take that acid damage because that acid is still around them inside its stomach?
No.
That it's sort of up to DM discretion.
All right, I'm gonna say it.
I would rule that it doesn't, only because it's not, the muscles aren't constricting it downwards into it.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Maybe
All right.
8 point.
Maybe half damage.
All right, sounds
Yeah.
good. Anyway, so now we are back to Xavier's turn.
Okay. I still have the frog in the hand, in Big B's hand. Can I just squeeze it and have Sapala like a toothpaste?
You can certainly try.
Like
You're
I
going
said.
to bit Sapala.
I'm not a dart.
You can certainly try.
I'm gonna move the hand. It's not grappling the frog anymore. It's gonna, my hand's gonna move over and smash the other frog.
Okay, go ahead.
At least attempt to.
Pull me up.
Oh, hey.
No, that's a 19 plus 8.
That might
sounds
hit.
like Dale just discovered he has a new ability or something.
Oh, it's not new.
Doris, what spell did you cast as your bonus?
I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
That's measly 14 points of force damage.
14 points of measly damage. Plus 14. Got it. Okay. Lena, your turn again.
Well, I'm gonna do what I do best. Just shoot things. So I'm gonna shoot this dude here. I'm probably gonna step forward to shoot
Okay.
him. And then, yeah, shoot him. $23.
That'll hit.
Pew.
These guys just watching over here.
11
Hate
damage.
those guys.
As in, I'm gonna hit again.
Okay. Probably.
17 to hit.
That'll hit. Oh, shoot. I just added 17.
Ooh.
16 damage.
That was close. All right. You fire your arrows. Thump, thump. They're sinking into its thick hide, but it just seems to be very slowly moving forward toward you. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
All right. Elena, dexterity saving throw.
Damn it. Man, this is something I'm good at, though. Both okay, right? Right?
Well, let's go.
Oh, that reminds me.
22.
22. A tongue goes flying past you.
Oh,
Xavier,
heck
this
no.
frog leaps forward toward you, crashing down in front, and is going to try to make a bite attack on you.
Okay.
Slap it.
That'll be a 22.
Ah, shit. Yeah, it gets me.
Okay.
Now I gotta use the shield.
So you take. Ooh. 12 piercing damage, 10 poison damage, and you are
Don't like the
and you're
bugs.
currently grappled. So you're grappled and restrained, and it only moved 5 feet forward, so it turns in its spot and is going to move. Elena, you can take an attack of opportunity here.
Oh, heck yeah.
Okay, so it was
5,
it was
10.
to the 10 poison.
15. 10 poison, and it was 12 piercing, which means I need you to roll a concentration on Bigby's hand.
Okay.
The DC, I think, is 11.
Is
23.
he inside the frog?
What was that?
Is he
23.
inside the frog?
He's in its mouth right now.
Oh, okay.
Which reminds me, thank you for reminding me, Sapala. I'm sorry. But you
I
are
love you,
going.
Cal.
I know. You take 3 points of acid damage.
Oh, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to
No,
be.
no, it's not.
I make it.
The concentration.
Yeah.
This
10 plus 4.
this froggy boo is
Froggy
going
boo.
to 5, 10, 15,
I got
20
23 on that to hit.
Heck
to hit.
Kermit.
All right, roll your damage. So roll another.
That'd be 5 damage. What?
The red tongue shooting out.
5 damage. All right, and then I need you to make another dexterity saving.
Heckin' Kermit.
It's the simple things. Boing, boing. I'm not touching you.
22. 23.
Dang it.
Sorry, 23.
You fire your arrow right and just barely do a Spider-Man duck down as this tongue over your head.
Not
and
that
that-
froggy bastard.
That will bring us to turn.
One more
Who?
time.
Oldora's.
Yoli.
Again?
Yes, because we skipped you on accident last time. This is where you technically should go.
Congrats.
Oh.
Yeah, you went before for Benedictus, and I messed it up.
I see. I was not prepared for my turn again. So
hold.
you gotta wait for me again. Oh, man.
We love you.
I am going to.
George.
What?
What you sent me, I just saw it.
I sent you.
On Roll20.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna turn into a frog inside of a frog.
Oh, no.
Frogception.
Do it.
No.
So, what I know, obviously, it didn't happen with Sapala because our Dragonborn friend was in the orifice. Are these things like the worms? If we hit them enough, they're gonna spit out what they tried to eat?
You don't know.
I figure that's a safe bet for any kind of creature that tries to eat during battle, but that's just me.
Unless it's a pit bull. Sorry.
Unless it's a pit bull that's eating something it's not supposed to.
Pit bulls
Yes.
are really stubborn.
Same.
Yeah, me too.
Quick, Cal.
Okay.
I forgot that my Flurry of Blows lets me learn things,
Mm.
just kind of passively when I do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's damage vulnerabilities, resistances, immunities, or condition immunities.
He
None.
wants to know what his
Awesome.
his special eyes see.
And now we know.
Do you get to know special abilities, things like that? I guess.
Not anymore.
Okay. I mean, I'll tell you one thing: they're amphibious.
What?
No,
I can't handle
Never
this.
would've guessed.
way.
I can't handle this. What's my full speed? I'm out.
Their full speed is ridiculous. I don't want to hear it.
It's actually kind of not.
Even with that.
All right, I know what I want to do, but I got to
Also
check
hasted.
something else out. Also, that I'm not within 5 feet of it. Shoot.
You could be.
I could be. Yeah. He knows what I'm talking about.
5 foot step.
How hurt the one that's nearest to me that is still alive? How hurt is it? Can I make an investigation check without it?
You may make a medicine check.
Medicine 15.
It doesn't look that injured. Maybe scale of 1 to 10 of 4.
Okay. Cool.
Cool. No doubt.
Sorry, guys, I got hungry. I'm just eating banana peppers.
It's okay. I'm going to move up into range with it, and
Attack its butt.
I am, my packed weapon reapparates in my hand, and I'm just gonna unload on this thing.
Touch the butt.
And,
I'm sorry, that's really.
Is that other effect from my mantle at the beginning or end of my turn, or there?
Beginning of your turn.
And it just takes it. I don't have to roll to see if that hits.
Yes.
Oh, first time I've used it. That's a 4.
Actually, no, it's the second time. You 4.
Okay. 4 damage on the dark aura.
Got it.
I'm gonna say that the first attack probably doesn't hit. Does it? Does a 12 hit?
Just barely.
Actually, no. I'm sorry. 13, not 12.
That'll definitely hit.
Slightly more than barely. Oh, wow.
What?
A 12 hits.
11
yeah.
hits.
All right, so 13 damage for the first hit.
Okay.
28. Does that hit?
Maybe.
Okay. 12 damage.
Okay.
And I'm going to use the butt end of my scythe for my bonus action.
The butt.
The butt.
Jeez.
On its butt.
It's a natural 16.
That'll hit.
And that, I believe, is just 1d4, if I remember correctly.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
And no modifier on that. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a 3 damage.
You don't even get your strength?
I don't
I think
think
you-
so.
It's a bludgeoning, right?
Yeah, I think you get your strength if you're proficient in the weapon.
It's from
Are
the
we talking
Polar
about
Master
attack
feat.
Yeah, it's a polearm
Then he
feat.
uses charisma.
Well, for the bonus action, blunt end attack from Polar
Oh.
Master.
Yeah.
Strength?
Yeah, I think so.
It uses the modifier that the weapon uses. So if you were a monk, you could use a bonus action to whip them with the back end using your dex. If you had a quarterstaff.
I do have a quarterstaff.
Mhm.
That's what I've been using.
But you don't pull our master.
Yeah,
Right.
it does. He's right. Attack uses the same ability modifier as primary attack,
Oh,
but it's
nice.
just a 1d4, and it's bludgeoning damage. That's what it is.
So what's the mod?
So the mod. All right, so that was a 3 plus 5, so that's 8.
Nice.
Plus 5. Because I already added 3.
The mod, you ask? Well, I'll tell you.
So you begin wailing on his ass. A sentence I never thought I'd say. Does that end your turn?
Well, you'll say it again.
Yeah, I would say that the polearm feat that lasts the butt end of the staff, I shove it in his butt.
Okay.
Oh.
You hear the sickening
Classy.
squelch, and Elena, you watch its eyes grow wide as it's facing you. Bernie, your turn.
Dilated.
And then I dissipate the weapon and reapparate it in my hand.
It smells like frog butt.
No,
Oh, it persists.
dissipated and poofed and came.
No, it persists.
The hand.
Oh, no.
The hand just staying there, just thumbs up.
Elena just has a face of absolute disgust. Like,
But she probably apparently in a fog still.
Yep, Bernie, it's your turn now.
Okay. I am going to cast my first level Magic Initiate feat.
First, I assume you get out of its mouth.
Yeah. Gross. I'll be back for you.
Oh,
I'll cast Expeditious Retreat. As part of the bonus action for casting that, I get to dash. And I go around that guy, and I get right over here.
Are you going around?
Oh, I'm giving this guy a wide berth. Yeah, he's. I'm not getting near him.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna smite this guy twice with second level slots.
Nice. Remember, you can smite after. You can decide to smite after the roll.
Oh, I know.
Holding control?
What?
What are you doing?
Holding left click and then touching right mouse, touching right mouse, touching right mouse while holding left.
But you're doing it from the corners.
What do you mean?
He has the click snap thing on. I think.
Oh, was that you last time? That was doing that?
18 for the first roll. To hit.
Okay, stop.
stop.
This is
war.
our group.
George.
And the second one is very high. So let's just. One,
Is that like medical marijuana high, recreational high, or high?
that's like 27 to hit high.
Oh yeah.
Misses.
Ah, damn.
Yes, you hit.
All right, so that's 3d8 radiant damage and 1d4 slashing.
Oof.
Twice.
Oof.
Ow.
That is not your toy.
Let's see. $26 for the first piece of damage.
Okay.
And for the second one, that's a lot of ones.
37.
Oh man, I rolled low. 80.
18.
Oh.
Okay. You smack it twice. You watch the radiant energy pulse through its body, but it holds firm to Xavier's legs, which are kicking and flailing out of its mouth.
I'm trying!
Oh, I thought you just like bit my arm and like got most of my body and was holding me like that.
Yeah, it's kind of a precursor to being swallowed. You are completely restrained while he's doing that.
I was tempted to grab you by the legs and just try and rip you out, but I feel like that would rip you in half. I passed turn.
On the bright side, you're keeping its mouth busy.
Giggity.
Ladies.
Peggy.
Sipala, it is your
Somebody
turn.
say it.
Okay,
I don't think they did.
so I'm gonna heckin' summon Flame Blade up in here. I'm gonna cut this Kermit in half.
Ooh.
All right, from within the frog, you just watch as this flaming dagger cuts through the upper back of the frog and slices down like a bad high school science experiment.
She's fighting a dead frog.
Make a strength check.
Oh no.
Oh, heck.
Oh no.
Please, oh, heck. Please. Oh, that's not bad. 13.
That's not bad. So using your flame blade, yeah, you carve down the back from the inside. and you all watch as a drenched in frog guts and blood and saliva, Sapala emerges, breathing heavily from within the frog. Her hair an absolute mess.
And she's pissed off.
I am horrified.
I am far away from her.
Oh, don't worry, you'll be getting a hug later.
That sounds vaguely like a threat. Thankfully, I have resistance to fire.
Okay, is that your whole turn, Sapala?
I guess.
Okay.
I don't know what else I could do.
Vale, that would be your turn. You're the one standing there watching Sapala crawl out from the back of this frog.
Oh, okay, you're okay. Good.
Do I look okay?
You
Do
look
I
alive.
look okay to you?
You look alive. I will step over here and, well, give this frog a solid beating.
Okay. Give this frog a solid beat.
So I'm going to spend a key point for Flurry of Blows. And if I roll anything but a 1, I hit. So.
Yep.
Just going to.
One.
Just going to roll 4 attacks. No ones. No ones. No crits either. But.
All right, 4 hits.
All right, 2 with the staff. Oh, there's a 1. Of course it's on damage. I'm dexterous. 21 for the first 2.
The first 2?
Yeah, the staff. They do a different damage. Or it does a different damage. The second 2 are just punches.
Gotcha. So
Okay.
42 damage or 21 together for the first 2 damage?
That was 21 for both the
Okay.
first and second attacks. Total. And 18 for the 2 unarmed attacks.
Okay, so you pole vault over using your bow staff to catapult yourself toward it. Using your momentum, if you come down, you crack it over their head. You watch as like part of its skull kind of sloshes to the side. You follow up, twisting the bow staff and careening it in the rib cage, in which you hear 3 sickening crunches. Pressing off from the frog, you jump up and go kick, knocking it over, belly side up, and you just see its tongue loll out in front of you, dead. Okay.
Is this one dead too?
Which one?
Nah.
Nope. Nope.
Okay, I'm just wondering.
Nope. It's going to need some preparation H, but it's currently alive.
I was hoping to humiliate it. I'm sorry. Didn't work.
Delicious.
Thank you. Give me your muffin, burp.
I'm worried about you, George.
I'm not.
Really? Please? After all the things I've heard tonight.
I shoved my
We love and appreciate you, Vale.
I'm suddenly a lot less worried about me.
George is perfectly sane.
Well, I wouldn't say.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah.
George is
he's
adequately
he's
safe.
just weird.
Vale, was there something else you were doing? Oh, you were going to tell us.
No, I moved.
Oh, move. Okay.
I moved.
Sorry.
Xavier, it is your turn. You are currently grappled and restrained.
Do I hear Bernie Did I hear just Bernie wail on this?
You did. You're on the inside. You hear 2 muffled like boom, boom, but then you heard. Oh, shit.
I got myself! And use my action to dimension door back over here.
Does that require a hand gesture?
Nope.
Okay.
Hick heck, wizard.
Bam,
Does it require line of sight?
Nope, not dimension door.
And that's why I wasn't worried
It has to
about
be a
it.
place that you can picture.
Yeah, you have to be familiar with the place.
Missy step.
Where was I 10 seconds ago?
Oh, it's just
Or arcade.
Misty Step require. Well, I used Dimension for her. Misty Step and
Right.
benign teleportation requires sight. So unless I could look back and see, a little bit of light, I could have. But I was just
Yeah.
From the butt.
and then bonus action, I'm gonna have the hand smash into that frog right there.
Does it have? Oh, that frog right there. Got it.
I mean, that's my bonus action.
Major concentration check, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Natural 20.
Jesus.
Man, that's what number 3 tonight.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Elena.
It's time to stop.
That's like
Jeez.
two
Can I
from
just
me,
stop
actually.
rolling the Elena die then?
No.
I'm going to start rolling
Damage?
for you. You start rolling for me.
Okay.
I'll start rolling 20s.
Okay.
42 points of damage.
Okay. So the hand goes up in the air, turns into a middle finger for a moment, and comes crashing down. The frog just flattens. Guts go splattering everywhere.
Ew.
With the recently, oh my god, I can't say this.
It's okay. You don't have.
So you're doing
With
the
it cuts-
vibe.
Do I
Cuts
need to
the
make a
horrified
dexterity
faces
saving
of
throw
everyone
right
else.
now?
Are we covered in guts? Can we
Nope,
dodge?
I'm sorry, Eldores, you don't get a dex check.
Oh, come on, I'm off to the side a
buddy.
little bit.
You just
kind
pulled
of glad
with
I
the
was swallowed.
with the recently ruptured sphincter of the frog.
Ew.
You get splattered by the
Unfortunateness.
I think that's fair.
of the aftermath. The hand kind of comes up, leaving just this bloody mess on its palm, which it shakes.
So
trying to shake off.
it's a cone effect then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get some shitty situation.
I think it's time for you to go home.
Home. Okay, I'm gonna go bye. See
I'm done right now, you guys.
Go
Done.
drunk. You're
Like,
home.
This is enough.
Go drunk. I need to start drinking right now.
Okay. Elena, it is your turn now. I need more drink.
This was a
I'm
PG
all out of
stream.
wine.
Step this way.
This was a
And
PG
my
stream
move
after what happened to your
hunter's mark
dad.
this one.
That wasn't on stream.
It's true.
What was it on stream?
What happened to Vale's dad?
Just
I'm
don't
gonna
think so.
shoot this one.
You move the hunter's mark and then. Excuse me.
21 to hit.
That'll hit.
10 damage.
Having way too much fun over there.
Okay, that's enough.
Okay, I'm sorry. All right.
21 to hit again.
That'll hit.
Thank you.
I forgot how long Big B saves lasts for.
19 damage.
Oh shoot. Okay.
That's not working.
And don't you have another shot?
That was my second shot.
Oh, okay. Which is going to bring us to the frog's turn. The frog is going to leap. Yeah, so it jumps 10 feet in the air over top of Glaive. 5, 10, 15, 20, and
Bernie.
lands here. Or I'm sorry, Bernie, and it appears to be attempting to flee.
Oh yeah,
I can turn into a flea.
that sounds like
I'm
it
sorry.
provokes an attack of opportunity.
Twice.
It does. No, it jumped 10 feet over his head. Oh, from you. Well, yeah, it does. It does.
I mean, it's
Okay.
leaving his space too.
You're right. It does. From both of you, then. You're right.
Move, cat. Stop it.
Meow.
I don't suppose I could put a stunning strike into this kid.
You could.
You can certainly try.
Sure, why not? I miss on
Glaive,
a
are you-
1.
And Brave, are you taking an attack of opportunity as well?
Hit.
Yes.
Okay. Roll it.
Con save.
I'll let Vale finish.
10.
It fails.
Okay, so it is stunned.
I can just picture it. It jumps, its like legs are like fall down.
It's like that awkward jump where the legs kick out in the back before
Whoa!
it actually has a chance to elevate.
Exactly.
The no traction thing.
Yeah, the legs just like they push the dirt out instead of actually lifting the body up.
So does Bernie
So
get
since
advantage on that now?
that.
Because he's stunned.
Okay.
Eat
So
him.
go from a 14 total to a 18 total.
Those will both hit.
You know what? Let's pump a smite into that. Or spite.
We were so mean with opportunity attacks.
I mean, you have the
Oh, you
ability
thought you were gonna leave, huh?
I don't like my friends, but that is cocked as hell.
Just thinking of the frogs thing.
Let's see. That's going to be 18 points total.
How do you want to do this?
Yeah.
That's my favorite question.
Let's see. You know what, Vale? How do we want to do this?
Oh, I was gonna knock out one of its legs so it couldn't get away.
And I'll come in with a upper. Yeah, and I'll take off its opposite leg on the front with my smite.
I just imagine it turns into a lightsaber at that point, just cauterizes it.
Vale, you reach forward as seeing with your monk-like reflexes it about to leap, its muscles beginning to tense. You watch as the trail muscles tighten along its leg, and you see the spot. You slam your fist into the muscle and sinew, causing it to spasm. Its leg kicks out into the dirt, causing it to fall flat forward. Bernie, seizing this opportunity, you slam your fist down on its front leg, causing your fist to glow with divine energy, which impacts its shoulder and causes its entire right arm to completely tear from its shoulder as your fist connects all the way through. It takes like one step forward. You see it like try to like take a couple nibbles towards your knees as its blood begins to pool into the swamp-like jungle around, and eventually it just kind of stops and goes still. And
Can
I
we
think
leave now? Ooh. Sorry.
I think that's where I was going to call the night, just because I have to get up in 4 hours.
I'm over here dying because of my medication. Like, not actually dying, but like almost falling asleep.
Oh, I was hoping to get a bit further tonight, but that took longer than I expected.
We just need to set a weekend aside where we all play.
All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in. Sorry, perforated sphincters. Anyone who's ask your doctor.
Quick question.
Yes.
The post that we made, are we consistently being
10:30?
airing at
Yes.
10:30?
For now, due to life problems and things of the sort, it'll be easier for us to meet at 10:30 rather than 10 normally. So let's push those alarm clocks back another half hour.
All right.
That's 10:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Duh.
9:30 if you're Central Time, like Kayla and I.
If you're the wrong time, is what she means.
No.
Ooh,
No.
okay.
Yeah.
Easy.
Also,
Bye, guys.
just wanted to say I noticed a few names in the chat that I haven't seen before.
Oh, yes.
Thank you for coming along and joining us on tonight's little foray, and I hope you guys had fun. And we'll see you here next week.
I just went to
Welcome.
wave, but my camera doesn't work. Bye.
Bye.
We really do
Bye.
need to fix my camera.